What is going on, guys? So today we're checking out the Amazfit GTR 4. Now this is one of the slickest looking watches Amazfit has made yet this far, and it is full and action-packed with features. So let me get this thing unboxed, get it paired with my phone, and let's take a look. Now, once you get everything unboxed, it's very straightforward. You actually have the watch itself, you have a charging cable, and the instruction manual. Now, when I first got mine paired up and installed, ready to go, it automatically went into an update. There's a software update that I had to do immediately once I opened it up and got it plugged in and connected. So I'm gonna wait for this to get uploaded and get downloaded and installed and everything ready to go, and then we'll take a look at the watch itself. Now, after we get the watch set up, I will say, when I pull it out of the package, this thing is pretty darn slick. Definitely a more of a professional looking timepiece than say what I'm currently wearing, which is the Amazfit T-Rex 2. So this is their most up-to-date ruggedized version. And as you guys can see here, let me pull it off and show you side by side. The T-Rex 2, very rugged, very focused on being durable and heavy duty. You can see it's got that pre-molded band, where this one has a very flat sit. So this one will sit completely flat if you need it to. It has a much more soft, gentle textured band. So the bands themselves, this one is kind of a harder rubber. This is a much more supple rubber. So it's going to last you. It's a little bit more silicone. This is more of a hard, heavy, kind of a ruggedized rubber, as you can see. Definitely a lot thinner when you're looking at them side by side in comparison, right? So again, it's hard to compare a ruggedized device versus more of a timepiece. Now this is just absolutely beautiful though. The screen is gorgeous. I love this the scroll dial here that you have. You have some functionality with this, which is very similar to what you're gonna find with Apple products, which I like. The OS on this runs super quick. Very, very smooth. Everything is very, very easy to access. One thing that's really cool about this one in particular is it has Alexa built in. So if you use Alexa or Alexa services, that's a nice, really additional feature as well. So now let's talk about the overall array of features. So first things first, they want to definitely make sure that you know is that their GPS tracking is very precise. Now they use what they call a circularly polarized GPS antenna, which is supposed to be 99% as accurate as handheld GPS units, which is by far one of the best that I have seen on the market as far as accuracy, right? That's huge. The other great thing is that this has a 1.43-inch AMOLED display. This has an anti-fingerprint coating. Now, one thing I will notice is that it does do pretty well across the board as far as fingerprints go, but it does pick them up. I don't know if you can see them very well. One area that I did notice that picks up some fingerprints though, the screen may be anti-fingerprint coating, but the back is definitely not. This thing gets very fingerprinty very quick. So I wish that they almost had kind of done a flat matte back on this, but they went with glossy, which was a little bit unfortunate. Now, as you should expect with Amazfit, they are a fitness tracking company, and they do a great job with that. Their app is fantastic. Their Amazfit, the Zepp app, I should say, really just takes in all that data and makes it very easy to see and understand. But the device itself also has 150 different sports modes, with 8 of them doing automatic tracking. So meaning, if you're going to start going on a run, it's going to automatically recognize that you're running and be able to track that, which is very cool. This can even track swimming, which is pretty darn awesome, and it basically can do that up to 50 meters of water pressure. So very high waterproof. If you're swimming in the pool, you're doing laps, you're going to be great to go. So that's another really great feature of this watch. Now, one other feature that I did want to mention is the BioTracker 4.0 PPG biometric sensor. So this is the latest version of their BioTracker. Now, this is a health tracker that can detect your breathing rate. It can do your blood oxygen, your heart rate monitor, your heart rate, your blood oxygen saturation, and even using a few different calculations to get your stress level. So they've done a great job as well for tracking health. So on top of tracking fitness, tracking health, they go hand in hand. This can also track your sleep behaviors and all that kind of stuff, which is also another really great feature. Now, one of the other things that I do want to mention too is battery life. Now, battery life in comparison to the T-Rex 2 is not going to be equivalent. They say around 14 days is what you should expect. However, I will say that I've read a lot of reviews on this, and people, have noticed that when it's in full functioning modes, can, runs about 7 days, and that seems pretty typical, but it does have a battery saving mode that you can enable, and it's going to do a lot of tracking still, which you weren't able to find in previous models. So it's going to track all of your fitness stuff, but it's going to save a ton more battery. So kind of switching between those two modes is probably going to be your best beneficial way, but you should be expecting for most users, especially for some somebody like me about 14 days of battery life, which in comparison to a lot of the smart watches that are full smart watches out there is definitely a step up. Now, one other great feature of this watch is the fact that it actually has now the ability to initiate and answer phone calls using a built-in microphone and speaker. So if you actually click into the phone here, I can just show you, you can even do some dialing, which is super convenient. And we're just gonna type in a random number here, an 800 number, so we're not gonna cause anybody any trouble. But then we're gonna hit call, and it's automatically gonna begin calling on my Android device, which is super convenient.
Your call cannot be completed as dialed. Please check the number and dial again.
And that was the actual speaker on the watch itself. So fantastic audio quality, super, 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 super impressive. Absolutely love that they've added this feature now to their watch. Now, outside of that, guys, I've been using it for a couple days now, and I will say this is a pretty slick watch. Again, it moves super fast, tons of functionality. I mean, you really do want to have to explore all the different apps and functions of this watch. You can add things like VIP membership cards that you use regularly for different stores. There's all sorts of things using the Alexa connectivity, the stress tracking, workout history, blood oxygen levels. There's just so much stuff that you can do with this. And now with the ability to actually use your phone is just huge. It's such a great feature. At the end, the other thing you really want to make sure that you do is get the Zepp app installed on your device. Now, this is pretty much required to do so, but I'm going to tell you, it really unlocks all the different functionalities of this watch. It has just so much. The two just kind of go hand in hand. And when it comes to fitness tracking, the Zepp app is really one of the best apps for that. So make sure you get all that plugged in. Make sure you get all the functionalities connected and dialed in and synced up, because that really just lets you take full advantage of what this watch has to offer. So if you guys are looking for just a really solid new offering for a fitness watch, but that has just a really, really slick overall design and is very, very refined for those of you who are kind of mixing between business and pleasure and fitness, definitely consider checking out the Amazfit GTR 4. But guys, as usual, I hope this video was helpful for you, and I'll see you in the next one.